Well, this will fox some of you. Others might say, oh, we haven't been there for years, we used to come here for a picnic by the river. I'm having a wander down to Crooksford. So where's Crooksford then? It's just outside of Bothamsaw, just over a mile north from Bothamsaw, tucked away. You're looking towards Clumber Park and towards the A614, and the woodland that you can see at the far end of this drive extends towards the A614 and Clumber Park. And I believe that there is a walk all through these woods, or through the outside of the woods, down to Crookford, and it might be something I do next year, depending on how much wandering I do looking for glowworms. But Crooksford is down on the left, and I'll show you that now. Crooksford is down there, through the trees, down this track. Someone's just driven down it, so I'm presuming that it's a lot better than it was when I last attempted to drive down it a few years ago, when it was impassable, to be honest. But I'm walking down it to see what it's like first, and it's straight down through where those trees are. I know it doesn't look ideal, does it? But it's quite nice when you get down there. So I best make a start, don't I? Now you're probably still thinking by this time, well, this don't look as though it's going to be very nice. But trust me, once I get down to the trees, it does become quite nice. And a bit of sunshine would help. It is cloudy today, but there is bits of blue sky, and it's just high, or cumulostratus, to be honest, but it is broken. So it is bright. And hopefully it'll be a bit more sheltered out of the wind down there. Trust me on this one, it should be quite nice. He says through gritted teeth. Well, it would do if he had any. Right, I've now got into the wooded bit, most of it, until you get right to the side of the river, is coniferous plantation. Presumably it's Forestry Commission, although it could well be one of the estates. Could be Thorsby, it could be Clumber. And we've got some power lines that run through the site, through this bit. But this bit here is a really good bit of grassy heathland. There's some developing scrubs further down there that you go, and that's where we'll be going. But the track that I've been walking down on continues on your right hand side. So we'll go down there and we'll go and see if we can find the river. But it is a nice spot, and it's brightening up a bit, and there's no wind here. Here's a characteristic fungi of any sort of birch woodland or woodland on light soils, and it's prolific throughout the Sherwood Forest area. And this is fly agaric, or fly agaric, depending on how you want to pronounce it. This is a nice fresh one that's appeared overnight, and there's another one tucked in just behind it. And these are the first I've seen this year. I've just seen a couple of others that are fully out, but they've been eaten by the slugs. And it's a fabulous thing, beautiful thing. I remember my brother, presuming it was in secondary school, remember them before they were all academies, and they had to design something, and anyway he designed, I remember him doing the designs of one of these, some as a baby's rattle, and there might have been some other similar themed design as he did, and it looked great as a baby's rattle. And I think he got sort of commended for it, but the problem was the teacher said that having a baby's rattle made in this form of fly agaric would possibly make any babies having that inclined to pick up the real thing and try it. Picking it up's fine, but don't eat it. It not do you a deal of good. You might develop an affinity with your toilet. If you do, or looking into it, certainly, if not sitting on it. But it's a beautiful fungi. And for anyone that did used to visit Crooksford years ago, you'd probably be looking in the 1970s, late 60s to be honest. You probably wouldn't recognise it now. But apparently it was a very likeable spot. And a lot of people spent many hours here, and the kids would be paddling in the ford, which is where I am getting there, honestly. Just those fungi nearly tripped me up. But for many people, this place will hold many fond, happy family memories. And of course, many will have never heard of it. And to be quite honest, I can't remember how I first found it. Probably being nosy and wondering what were down that little minor road. That's how I found a lot of things. So, continuing my way through this scrubland. And here's another cracking fungi. I can tell you it's a Beetles, but I can't tell you which one. I've not seen one like this, but it's massively bulbous at the base, and then it's really pale. Beetles is in many species, and they are quite common in the Sherwood Forest area. And it's surprising where they'll turn up. There's even one species, or two species, in Edwinstowe Cemetery. But this is a beauty, and it's growing just under this young bit of pine scrub here. So what it is, I don't know in terms of species, but I'll take some photographs, and I know someone who probably will know it, but I've not seen one with a cap like that. And here's the river. This is the river that flows through Clumber under the A614 and continues through here. I'm saying what was a passable ford at one time, but now you'd need a tractor. A 4x4 might be able to do it, but it's a lovely spot. It's just a shame that it's next to where it is. There's a lovely oak tree here. That's just off centre where the footbridge is. It's a cracking specimen actually. It's had a bit of damage early on in its life, and that's why it's got three sort of main leaders now. But it's making a lovely shaped tree. So this is Crookford, or Crooksford as it's pronounced or spelt. That track, can't remember where it goes to, it doesn't lead to anywhere. Just up a little minor road past, say, what is a scrapyard or something. So it's a place really that's, if you did come here in the 70s or early 80s perhaps with the children, you would say it's gone downhill. And I can imagine that it has, from what it used to be. And so it used to be such a popular site for local families, but not anymore. Nice to see a few of these still out and about and munging away. There aren't many at the moment. I've just seen 2 or 3. And this, of course, is the older leaf beetle. And older leaf beetle damage. This one does have a bit of damage to its near side elytra, but it shouldn't do it a great deal of harm. And now found throughout the county. Amazing how a beetle can colonise the whole of the county within a few years. And an attractive species, but one that does a lot of damage. And whether it ultimately affects alders in the future will remain to be seen. Now, I'm just going to show you these. It's something I've shown you before in Sherwood Forest, and it's a very common leaf mine of oak. And there is nothing you can confuse it with, really. These whitish block mines, which discolour as they mature. In fact, the larva is still in this one. You can just make out the curved larva on this end, look, of this mine. It's now retreating into the mine now. But this is, in fact, there's one protruding from the mine there, look. From that top mine near that leaf edge. But this is the leaf mine of Tarshieria echebladella. Very common on oak. Probably almost certainly under recorded in most counties. Largely due to the lack of interest in leaf mines. Which is a shame, really, because I mean, people who like to moth trap using mercury vapor light or acting at night will often say, well, it's September now, time to put the light away till June. And they're really missing out, because studying leaf mines can take you right up to Christmas, and indeed right through the winter. Right through the winter and into next spring. It continues your hobby, or it's certainly a way of continuing your hobby. And that makes the year go quicker in between actually trapping for moths. And the hoverfly there is the marmalade hoverfly, which is Eristalis Episurfus balteatus, one of our commonest overflies. So I just thought I'd show you them. Nice of the Episurfus balteatus to put in an appearance. Obviously wanted its 15 minutes of fame. So these are the leaf mines of Teicheria echebledella. So develop an interest in leaf mines. They are tremendously interesting. You will add new species, a large number of new species to your patch list, and very probably even to your county list as well. The opportunities are there for people to take up. Well, that was Crooksford. Not been here for a couple of years. Don't think I came last year. It's been a couple of years, definitely. Maybe I'll pop back next year and have a look for glowworms. But it's a shame that it's declined. I mean, I can't remember it in its heyday. I never saw it till sometime in the 1990s when I first moved to Warsop. Talking of which, as I live there and I'm getting a bit hungry, maybe it's time I went home and had a bit of snap. Could have a drink. Not today, it's Saturday.